what's up, guys? Today here at Gray's Dynamics, my guys, first of all, I want to say thank you and shout out to Brandon and Barbara at Phoenix Nest TV, Mr. GT, my guy, and Wookie OH. These guys have been great in helping just put on all the production stuff you're going to see when we get all these videos uploaded. I've got my buddy Mark here from Vero Motion, which stands for True Motion, if I'm correct.
That is correct.
So you guys may remember we had a sit down almost a year ago at PRI in Indianapolis, where I first got to meet him, Suelio, and his team. Since then, you guys have branched off and formed Vero Motion. Suelio's a great guy, but you guys wanted to do your own thing and kind of make Vero Motion at the forefront. So with that being said, what has changed for you guys since I last saw you?
Yeah, I mean, so much. Who would have known the journey that we are on now since then? So leaving PRI, one of the big things that happened is Podium One, which is a massive company, probably one of the biggest in terms of turnkey sims, building some amazing things, decided to support Suelio for his IMSA season. So obviously what we're trying to do with Suelio is a bit conflicting with what Steve's doing, and so we essentially kind of took a step back and tried to figure out, okay, well, what are we doing? Like, are we going to continue to try and develop turnkey simulators? But also at that point, Xiao, which is the owner of PT Actuator, really liked what we were doing, and essentially kind of came up with the offer of, well, here's the keys to the factory. Like, if we want to, take on the giants in the industry, what do we do? And it was a good conversation, and at that point we decided, we need to rebrand this. We need to give customers better support for motion systems. We need to give people a product that is entirely ours. So down to the controllers, the drivers, the motors, everything needed to be our own. And amongst a lot of other things. And at that point we took a lot of time trying to create a new brand. And Vero kind of was something clever because we wanted something that didn't necessarily mean anything on its own. So if you just hear Vero, to most people, unless you're Italian,
right,
you won't know. Really, it just sounds cool, aggressive, fits the role. But it is essentially true in Italian. And then when you pair it with Vero Motion, you get True Motion. And then since then, a lot of time was spent refining the products. Again, we are using our own drivers, our own motors, everything is our own now. So that took a lot of effort. Even packaging, making everything consumer friendly, coming out with the right pricing, working behind the scene with having a sales force, so finding the right resellers. Which now, I mean, there's nothing to hide. I mean, Podium One is going to be the major reseller for all of North America. And we've got small resellers that are doing turnkeys the right way across the country in the US that are also going to be carrying the product, so people can go somewhere local and try it. And I mean, you've seen it. I mean, what the product delivers,
yes, I have,
is just special.
No, I agree. I mean, going from what you were last year to what you are this year, it's been a metamorphosis. It's like, you guys were. You were in your shell and you've come out and now you're this beautiful butterfly. But it took a lot of hard work to get there, like you said. I mean, you had to get with PT Actuators, and from discussions we've had, like, that was a journey in and of itself, because trying to start something new, and let's be honest, we know, the D-Boxes of the world are really the big guys. They're the guys out there that everybody thinks of when they think of motion. Now, I can sit here and say I've tried every motion rig, those spider rigs that are $100,000, $125,000, and very expensive. And for me personally, I think you've been kind of the highlight of the show. Since we've been here, I've had people walking up to me and asking me, like, hey man, have you tested that? I'm like, yeah, the $3, yeah, that's the Vero Motion one. I've tested it. Hey, have you tested their $6? I mean, one, what have you seen on your end as the reception? I know what I've seen, and now I've got a lot of feedback from my guys and others here that, man, that Vero Motion setup is next level. And great, it's in partnership with VRS. You guys know I work for VRS, and we've put his stuff on our rigs, but he's also got it on other rigs so people can try it everywhere. And we've got great reception to it, but what have you seen on your end?
Yeah, I mean, first off, thank you to VRS for opening up the doors to accept our motion systems, and it's essentially what brought us here. So big thank you to VRS. Great products as well. I mean, from my perspective, I'm a straightforward, honest guy. You know that.
Absolutely.
And everything that is here, I don't need to name drop, but everything that is here is the best in the industry. and I've been on all of the best in the industry. And as a real racer for over 18 years and a sim racer for 28 years, I know how a race car should feel. And nothing on the market does it quite well enough.
Okay.
You can get things that are happening and you can get some of the effects, but there's disconnections, and as soon as there's a disconnections, things don't flow.
Right.
And then you end up focusing on what the motion system's trying to tell you instead of driving. So coming into this, we knew what we had was better.
Okay.
But to be able to have every influencer, every public member that's coming out and trying our system and putting it through the challenge, this Coke and Pepsi challenge.
Right.
Literally go out, try everything here,
right,
and then come back.
Right.
And to be not only them telling us that it's the best, but then they're going online, literally saying things like, we stole the show, like hands down, this is legend stuff. It's amazing, and there's a lot of people sometimes people that have made it and see something cool and say, that's great. It's like, people don't understand how much work and sacrifice goes to getting to that point.
Absolutely, I agree.
And sometimes I'm not in this for the financial rewards, and that's honest. It'll be great, but I'm in it to share this with everyone, to be able to have people bring this home and experience how it should be to be in a real race car. And to see those comments is amazing. And to be able to say that we set pricing, we could have set pricing a lot higher.
Yes, you could have.
And we did not, because we really wanted to make it more attainable for people to bring this home. And I mean, our champion kit starts at $5,500. For a lot of people it's out of reach, but a little bit of savings, a little bit of sacrifice, and you can get there. And what you'll get with it is absolutely mind-blowing. So the feedback from the community helps bring more energy so that we can keep pushing on, because there's still a lot of work ahead to make it grow.
No, I agree. And 5,500 sounds like a lot, but when you compare that, and I'm going to name drop, to D-Box. D-Box is about an $8,000 setup. Cubics, these things, I mean, they're very expensive. So when you say 5,500, like, you have to be honest with, relatively to those guys, you're significantly cheaper. And you give better and faster performance. Like, that's what we have to highlight. Like, yes, there may be comparable, but to get your performance out of theirs, if they even have the capability, they're going to charge you. So you're saying, the Champion GT will give you a really great setup as a 3-DOF setup for $5,500. And like, yes, does it require a little bit of saving? Absolutely. But that also means $5,500 compared to the best in the industry. And that's what people are telling me. That's what people apparently are telling you. And that's what the experience is. And when you talk about being in a real race car, I've heard this statement from quite a few people. And I think everybody has their own idea of what motion should feel like, but you hear less is more, less is more. And I wonder if that's a condition of, well, that's what people have been used to. And granted, you can crank up the 6-DOF much higher, but you don't. You go for simulating a car. And I can say, and just as an example, I drove it last year, and it felt good. But there were some disconnects, and even though it felt amazing compared to what was out there, this feels leaps and bounds better. Because, for example, lap 2, I was still trying to connect my brain to the wheel, thinking, well, I feel oversteer on my big set home through my wheel. But then by lap 5, I'm feeling it in my ass, and my brain says, well, great, don't focus on the wheel. Focus what you feel while you're in the seat. And I think by lap 6, I'm at Road Atlanta, and now I'm taking the turns in a way that feel even more natural, because now when the back end steps out, I feel the I have understeer and the car doesn't want to move, I can feel it. So explain how you guys got to that piece.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack from what you just said, a lot to cover. Less is more. I'm sorry, but it's bullshit. There is nothing subtle about being in a race car, pushing 2-3 G-forces out of a touring car or a GT car. There's smoothness, and when things shouldn't be tuned a certain way because I want it this way or not. You can't get in a real car and be like, I want to soften my G-force feeling on this. You can't. And the profile that we have was designed first off by IMSA, WEC, and IndyCar drivers and Le Mans winners. And everybody would start off with the default profile, and then we let them kind of go at it, and we end up with within the 5% margin of what the profile you see today. So there's a consistency there. And the way that it feels when you're driving it is if you're doing things properly, there's a smoothness and a flow to it that is not intrusive. If you do things incorrectly,
Right.
then it will kick your ass.
Right.
And I mean, I've been in the passenger seat for over 2,500 people in real life coaching. People
Wow.
from first-time drivers to professional drivers. And let me tell you, like, I left my bad habits in the past a long time ago, but from their bad habits driving on track, I know how bad driving also feels.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean, the profile and the way it feels is right. And you're right, we could do more, but it could also do less. So once you have this at home, if you want to take the default profile we have for everyone and tweak it to your preference, go ahead. But that's the thing, you can go less or you can go more.
Right.
Now, bridging that to something I think that's a myth in the sim racing world. I mean, we've all seen the video, even that Max Verstappen said that motion will make you slower, so he doesn't use it. I think he hasn't been on the right motion yet.
Okay.
And I mean, he's been on driver in the loop systems, which is what F1 team use, which is multi-million-dollar simulators. But some of the guys that have tested their stuff have also been on the sims, and they'll tell you other stuff is better.
Wow. Okay.
So with that said, I think that I'm not saying motion will make you faster because we need to do more testing and we need to put it in the right test in the right hands to do that. But it's been my experience, again from these drivers with IndyCar and other series, and even someone like Sully Almeida, everyone's not faster. And to put it to the test, I'm excited about this. Is we're going to work with Vero, and we're going to go to Apex Racing Team in the UK, and we're going to put a 3-DOF on one of their systems. We're going to let their full-time drivers put the parameters of what the test should be, and we're going to put them to the test and figure this out.
Oh, wow. So I was going to say that myself. So Sim Racing Expo, Vero Motion's going to be there, collaborating with VRS, and I'll be there as well as part of VRS. But with the goal of testing to see how fast these guys are. Because like you said, the myth has always been you'll be slower with motion than you will without motion.
Correct.
And again, I think that, like you said, because it's not the right setup, it leads people to think, well, you're going to be slower. Because what I'm feeling is not connected to what I'm seeing. So I'd rather just go by what I see than this disconnection between I feel inside. So it makes sense that, again, and this challenge will be sim racing pros that say, hey, this is the lap time I run. This is, what we're going to run in motion. So we're going to do on the 3-DOF and the 6-DOF, or just the 3?
So the test we're going to do at Apex Racing headquarters is going to be on the 3-DOF.
Okay.
But hopefully we can make those parameters to the Sim Racing Expo, and then we could do that. So there'll be 2 6-DOFs present at the Expo, and I believe 4 3-DOFs. So there should be more than no Sims. If anybody watching wants to reach out to us and you feel like you want to be a good tester, let us know. We'll legitimately book some time on the sim just for you to get fun and the test yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say this. I don't want to keep you long because I know you've got a line of people waiting to get on the motion rig downstairs. And I can tell you again, from my point of view, if you're looking to get a motion set up and you want to do it right, because it's not cheap. You can go with a DIY. You can go with some out there that are $2-3 grand. And again, you have this massive box that's sitting off to the side.
Let's get into that before you end this.
Okay.
So you can go with something like same drop, E-Racing Lab, or you can buy stuff from AliExpress and order the Thanos controller and build it yourself. So you're still going to be out for $4 grand if you do it correctly.
Right.
And then you'll get no support, so you got to DIY it all yourself. So you got to make sure that the brackets are going to fit with your sim. You might have to get some stuff manufactured or fabricated, and then you're going to have a lot of sorting out to do.
Yes.
And you start adding what you've paid for the products and what you're probably going to be hit with duties and tariffs. And then you're going to put in terms of labor hours, you're not going to be cheaper. And then by the time that you're going to be completely done, there's not going to really be a warranty on what you have.
Right.
There's not going to be any support.
Right.
And then I can tell you from experience, because the PT old products used to run Thanos.
Yes.
You will end up with a lot of EMI issues, which is going to be conflicting with your USB devices. So there's a lot that goes with it. Can you have a sim that's going to work well for that price that you can DIY yourself? Absolutely. And it's going to be better than most of what's on the market.
Right.
But then it's the labor, the lack of support and
Right.
the headaches that you're going to give yourself are just not worth it.
Right, no, the time commitment. And you know what? I guess we shouldn't end there. But you're right. You can buy something like a racing lab, and you can get a nice setup. You know, if you just want nice, that is perfectly fine. I have friends who've bought it, and you're going to be about $4,000 in. You add all the pieces, and all the time and labor. And I don't know about you. I don't know about people who are watching this later. But I am a plug and play company. Now, you mentioned plug and play and support and warranties and all these things. What comes with it? So if I go right now on the Vero Motion site and I say I want to get this, right? And hopefully we can get you guys some links. I will work with Mark here to get some affiliate stuff so that you guys save. I don't want any money for myself, and I want to make that be known. I'm not asking for any money for affiliating for me. I want the biggest discount for you guys, because I think once you get on the motion rig, if we can save you $5, $6, a few $100s, like that'll be a big savings for you, because I want you to experience this in your own home as much as you possibly can. Because again, you warranty, you support it. On your Discord, you send out the profiles and you help people understand how to tune it, what you want to change if they don't want to change. And you have real racing. So again, explain that, the warranty process, the support process, and like I said, I'll work with him to get some discount links for you guys as well.
Yeah. So first off, all of our products come with a 3-year warranty. And then it's literally, especially the 3-DOF, is a plug and play. So you have one controller that you can leave on the ground, or it has brackets, you can extrusion cop it, and simply bolt it underneath your seat or your cabin plate.
Okay.
So everything's hidden nice away.
Nice.
And then the brackets or the sleeves themselves for the actuators can either bolt right into the extrusion on your sim. If you end up having something like the ASI Pro, which is a flat face, there's no extrusion on the outside, then we provide brackets that go underneath and above.
Nice.
So it's very, very simple. We will be working on more type of bracketry to make it for the 2 chassis.
Okay.
So
speaking of which, we did see it on Fanatec's chassis.
Correct.
So for you Fanatec guys out there who have that new Corsair chassis, I do want to share, they do have it here. So hopefully, maybe at the Sim Racing Expo, maybe you might have some there. Let's see what happens. But I know you guys took time to get that done, but it was on there. So for you Corsair guys, do know he's working on, like you said, too, but we did see it here.
Yeah, and then we obviously share a profile, and we will share different profiles as well in case some people want to adapt it to certain cars. Talking with Podium One, which will carry the products, they're very close with Tony Kanaan. They're going to want Tony to jump on the product so that Tony can create his indie profile. So all that stuff will be shared with the community. Support. If you call us, it's not a third-party company. You're literally talking to me and my guys. If you need anything. So.
Right, and it's Mark, Adam, Malcolm. These guys are great, and we wanted to meet and collaborate with them. And what I want to do before anything, I want to get my guys as we close this out. So Brandon, come have a seat. GT, hey Logan. He just stepped away. I want my guys to get in here and have a seat so they can just wish you adieu as we sit here. Come on, guys. Everybody get close. Join in here. Hey, Malcolm's here. Let's go. Come on, jump in this shot. These are all of my guys here. And we're going to get the camera situated to get everybody in the shot. We've all got a chance to test Vero Motion. I want them to say just a couple minutes of something, so a couple seconds of something, so that we can all close out this Sim Racing Expo, Sim Gaming Expo. Here you go. We're going to pass it down. Just share a kind word and how much fun we've had, and let's get them out of here.
All right, so it was one of the first motion rigs that I actually jumped on, and Mark told me, hey, try this one first. He pointed me out to a few other ones, and after trying theirs and the other companies, I will have to say, not just because I'm sitting here with you, Mark, but it is a phenomenal rig. It wasn't, the other ones that I've tried were set to the max and I didn't have a really good driving experience. Your guys was so smooth, like it actually tripped my brain a few times. I never experienced that before. And on the other rigs, it wasn't the same. So, like Ray said, he's gonna, like, I'm definitely gonna figure out how to get one. So I'm either gonna have to sell a kidney or something.
That's good.
but I definitely gotta figure out how I'm gonna get one, because it is like, for me, it's like next level. It is beyond the best experience.
Okay.
So this is my first experience with any motion whatsoever. Getting on the others before getting on the Vero motion was a lot smoother than the other motion rigs that we were on. I don't remember what the other ones were because Vero motion is the ones I've actually liked. So, yeah.
I'm Brandon with Phoenix Next TV. I actually met Mark last year with Ray at PRI in Indy, and so I got to try, like we call it like the original and then the new end of the band. The 3-DOF systems are amazing. I'll tell you that right now. I actually brought the miss with me to convince her to make sure we get a 3-DOF system. So there's no
Sorry.
there's no like, oh well, no, you got to see me in it. You saw the happiness. So smiles per minute in the same. So but yeah, it was amazing. Marcus guys are a really good crew. Even if you reach out like in Discord, things like that, they're timely with answering questions, things like that. So it's not like oh yeah, I got this from you, and then like I can't get all of things like that, because some of the larger companies, like, you do run into that, and it's like, oh well, if let me get back to you, let me get the information, and then boom, like that you have it, so you don't have to worry about it. And it's a really good community over there too, and I'm sure they're growing larger as they travel and do this. But yeah, if you guys have a chance to stop by anywhere they're going to be at, definitely try out both of their systems. You're going to have a good time.
Actually, one thing, what actually sold me too is you're very passionate. You're very passionate about the community. You're very passionate about racing, sim racing, and I didn't see that with any other manufacturer that I went to. And you're like so passionate, like I see that in your eyes. I'm like, dude, you really do care. Like it has to feel like this. Like I know when we were talking about the traction control, I couldn't get it the right. I knew it was missing something, and then finally got it, and it shows. So I feel, and I'm pretty sure it speaks for everybody here, very comfortable investing in your company to buy motion.
Definitely. And did you want to say something? Just as someone who works with them?
My name's Malcolm. I just started working at Vero Motion, and it's been a phenomenal time. I wouldn't think to work anywhere else in this industry. It's been just absolutely great.
Quick, like, how have you liked this as this being like the first event? How did
this is my first expo ever in anything.
Oh, okay.
So it's starting small, but it's good. It's warming me up to the big ones. We've been incredibly successful, and I'm excited to see what's next.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, thank you guys, Vero Motion, for again giving us this platform to allow us to review your stuff. Like, to be honest, it's a pleasure. But before we get out of here, there's one more person I have to shout out, and I'm gonna take the camera here. And this lovely lady here, this is Barb. And I want to give you a shout out. So thank you.
Thank you.
So, as always, guys, these are my guys. This is Vero Motion. We're having a great time. We're gonna sign off of here, and we appreciate you. And go get a setup. I'll get an affiliate link for you guys though, so you can save some money first. All right, talk to you later. Peace.